stream. There we go. Alright. How's it going? Welcome to my new show. I'm going to do this whenever I've got a hankering to deliver some news. And it's going to be news you probably already know. But you know what? I have a journalism degree and I have a need to get things out. A couple things. I'm going to be going through some dungeons and talking about what's important to me. After that, after I'm done with the news, I will go into just playing some Minecraft Dungeon and finish out the stream. If you're watching this over at Twitch, or if you're watching this on Twitch, you are on Twitch, so hi. But if you're watching this on YouTube, follow me at twitch.tv/Geekanomicon, where I will go over the news at least once or twice a week. And it's going to be more than just gaming news. It's entertainment news. It's whatever. And this reason it's called Undercooked, you'll find out at the end of the segment. So, yeah, let me go find something to go through. I haven't gone through Creepy Crypt. That's an ideal thing. We'll wait till I'm in there. All right. So, first up, not to toot my own horn, but I had some big news. Yesterday, you're watching this, it'd be Saturday, I did a podcast with Teeks, Team Teeks. Follow her over at twitch.tv/Team Teeks. We do a podcast called Teeks and Geek on Life, and we celebrated Pride, and I actually announced that I am non-binary. Now, there's a few things that go on with that. I don't want to do educational stuff here or whatnot. It's just I prefer they, them, or geek. And I've never ever conformed myself to male ideology. It makes no sense to me. So, yeah. I have a feminine mindset. I always have. But I have a male body. But that's neither here nor there. So I've been sitting there talking it over with my therapist too. We all pretty much came to the universal conclusion that I am non-binary. I don't conform to male or female, as it were, as it is. And I know it's hard. I'm still learning about it, and it literally is me, because I've never been comfortable being called him or his or anything that identifies with that. I've been more comfortable being called Geek than my given name. Nothing wrong with my given name. I just never took a real big shine to it. Geek has been my persona, and it is literally me in a nutshell, because I'm a walking encyclopedia of geek knowledge. And yeah, it's something that has been months, and I've been trying to hash it out in my head and just come up with what it means. And it took me a while to just come to the conclusion, hey, non-binary fits. If you have any questions about it, I'm very open book about it. I will be an open book about it. But yeah, that's my big news. I am they, them, geek. Please. I know some people are going to have a hard time adjusting, so I'm not going to take offense to he, his, right now, or him, for the time being. It'll eventually get to the point where I'm like, come on. Should know by now, but that'll take a little bit. I know, there's an adjustment period for everybody on that. But yeah, I am non-binary. And believe me, when I literally said it out loud for the first time, I had a big sigh of relief. And I was like, cool. I actually have pegged down what I am. And I love it. I am first and foremost a geek. That's never going to change. But Non-binary. Okay. My big news. Old news. E3. Had a conversation with somebody about who I thought won. I'm like, I don't think anybody won other than gamers. But presentation-wise, I can actually give you my top 3. Start with Microsoft. I don't think they had the best presentation. I don't. Because it felt too business-like to me. It was a good presentation, but it was... And to be fair, Microsoft is there to do things from a business perspective, so I can't be mad at that. That's why they're in my top 3. And I'll tell you who I think did the worst job, too. But Microsoft had a solid presentation. I'm not a big FPS guy or anything like that. A lot of what I saw was stuff I wouldn't play. So I'm just like going, yeah, but I understand the fans of those genres got a lot. They did, and more power to them. That's number 3. Number 2 would be Nintendo. Nintendo just, for me, yeah, they hit a bar that made me very happy. And that bar being, they always have a solid presentation at E3, even though they're not really there with the presentation. They do a video package, and their video package was solid, and it focused on a little bit of Zelda, a little bit of Metroid, and a big bit of Metroid, because they announced Metroid Dread. Super Metroid is one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, and we're getting a new Metroid, which I was like, yes, a new 2D Metroid, I should say. I think Nintendo did a solid job, just like Microsoft. They were there, and they are partially... I like Nintendo over Microsoft in that Nintendo's also felt like they were there for the fans as well. Whereas Microsoft, they're really business-oriented, but again, that's what they're there for. That's what E3's for. As to who hit it out of the park, they weren't even part of E3. That'd be Jeff Keighley and his Games of Summer. That, to me, and I'm going to tell you why, is I think he did the best job because he didn't want to charge indie gamers $10,000 a seat to promote their game. That is actually kind of cool. Most of those indie games you saw, and there were a lot of them, revolved around just getting promo space. Some of them paid to actually have a promo spot and just a regular spot, which is actually kind of cool. Hello, Fluffy! Welcome to my news segment. How are you? But yeah, I think Jeff Keighley hit it out of the park with his Games of Summer event. But that was before E3. I think he kind of made E3 go, oh, crud. And then everybody else looked at Jeff Keighley going, oh, your enthusiasm over Elden Ring. Oh, kind of made him, if I were to pick a winner, the winner of the whole thing, because that, to me, he was a nerd. He was a geek during the whole presentation. He was there to be a gamer, and Jeff Keighley is a gamer, man. And I gotta give him props because he was acting like a big gaming nerd, and that's exactly what you want to do in a presentation. I'm good. How about you? You sound excited. Well, yesterday, to repeat my news, I announced that I am non-binary. So yeah, I am excited, and it was a big, yep, type moment thing, and I was just very happy, very happy. Now, oh gosh, okay. One last bit of news, and we'll get to why we call this Undercooked. No, bad. Oh, shoot. And that's kind of a review. And my cautionary tale. Flashy cinematics are bad, especially when they don't give you gameplay. The one game that came out recently that I will tell people to avoid, and they're probably not going to like this is
Dark Alliance, D&D, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. The game is horrible. It's buggy. It's a mess. And you're going to see, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a big old spoiler thing up with the little title card for this news segment. Just keep in mind, it is spoiler territory. The the launch cinematic is the final fight of the game. That's bad. I'm sorry. When you give away your entire final fight in your launch trailer, that means you have no faith whatsoever in your product. And that, to me, avoid Dark Alliance like the plague. Please. Please don't buy it unless they fix the buggy mess that it is. It is a really horrendous buggy mess. Ah! I see what Fluffy said. That's good. My aunt came out as trans 1 week before. I hope more people follow your example. Luckily, her wife knew a little longer. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Yeah. And lastly, there's a reason I'm calling this new segment Undercooked. I used to do a segment with Lane over on his Twitch channel called Undercooked. And I'm going to continue that tradition here. You're just going to see a graphic up on the screen with what I'm about to talk about, which is, in this case, it's going to be a movie called Battle Beyond the Stars, which I know a lot of people have not seen. It is kind of pretty much, it's a Roger Corman movie. It's a B movie. But the thing about Battle Beyond the Stars is it's the first movie credit for a guy named James Cameron. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to go take a look at it. It's actually a pretty fun movie. It's kind of a take on the Magnificent Seven, but in space. I actually totally fell in love with it as a kid. I have it on Blu-ray. I love the movie. I watch it every once in a while. It's dorky. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it as a magnum opus like Star Wars. Just have fun with it. But yeah, that's my Undercooked moment and how I'm finishing off the news segment. If you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/Geekanomicon. Also follow Captain Fluffy over at twitch.tv/TheCaptainFluffy. She's in my audience on Twitch at the moment. And I will see you guys in the near future, but I'm going to continue playing.